Hello, acolytes. Welcome to Wyvern Chronicles. I'm your host, Sirius Southwind. And it is the 1st of December, which means we have the biggest releases of the year coming out. Um, and there have been a lot of big releases. So let's start this episode off with shows. Oh, sorry. Okay. Um, so let's start with this one. It is Vox Machina Season 3. So, I've actually already watched the first season of this. It's a really solid show. It's one of my favorites for having Prime. It's one of the few Amazon original shows that I actually like on Amazon on Prime. But it's definitely worth it. It is definitely worth the price. Also has been that's another one which it is I'm gonna be doing that one too. It's coming. Don't worry. So let's watch the trailer here.
The future is frightening. It's a future which hasn't yet been written.
Vox Machina, your world will be destroyed.
This can't be happening. If we want to save it, we have to go to
Hell. Buckle the up. We shouldn't be here.
Won't be needing jackets?
To pull this off, we're gonna need all kinds of miracles.
What is that thing?
Hold them off as long as you can!
Vox Machina shall burn. That's a big problem.
I'm a maniac! It's time to kill me!
And I'm an even bigger one!
Ready? No, but do it anyway! I'm ready to die for the people I love. We have to believe it's going to be all right. And if it isn't, no, then nothing matters.
Vox Machina, you're now bound for eternity. They got some plush chairs in this.
It's okay to be scared. We can face anything if we're together.
Oi! You think you can catch us, Dingle?
Maybe don't mock the murder man?
So yeah, it's a season 3. It's telling me out. I'm gonna cover it. But the, this is one of the few shows running on Prime that can bring hold of candles to Arcane. Because the one thing that Prime needed to really be relevant and stick with Netflix was solid animated property, and that's Vox Machina. Um, it's got some of the best written characters I've ever seen, which is hard to pull off. It's hard to pull off characters that grow on you, if that's even the word for it. It's got a great story, and as you see from the trailer, it's got some awesome visuals. Um, if it had any knocks on it though, it's just kind of uneven pacing a little bit. Like it jumps from 0 to 60 and nothing. So it just goes from being really chill 1 second and being falls to the wall the next second. It's like there's almost no in between there. So when you have a show like this, you kind of need to be able to ease into it. This show doesn't actually do that a lot. It's not a big knock though. Um, it's got some somewhat confusing backstories too. Like some of them don't make sense. To really understand how these characters tick, you really have to watch the show from the beginning. It's one of those things where you have to be there from the beginning to really understand it. So again, it's on Amazon Prime. Um, it is absolutely worth it. It is absolutely worth it. So that's gonna be a big thumbs up for me. I'm kind of falling behind on watching it, so I kind of need to get caught up on it. Um, so yeah, that's 10/10. I would definitely recommend it. Uh, so speaking of Netflix, next one up is this one I just recently heard about. It's Devil May Cry anime. Um, it's an Netflix anime. Um, this is actually the second it's Devil May Cry anime. So let's check out the trailer.
This guy, he's something else. The way he moves, the hits he took.
His name is Dante.
What kind of work do you do exactly?
Demon hunting. Jackpot! Let's dance.
The gates of hell will be open soon. Hope to see you all there.
So it's actually it's great. I literally just heard about this one a few days ago. Um, so where do I even start with this one? I will give it. I will give it props for having good art animation. Um, you have to work pretty hard to bust that art up. Uh, it's got basic character designs, but that's the only good thing I can really say about this. It has almost nothing in common with the games. No other characters from the games even to show up. Um, and I really don't like that they didn't use any of that VX voice actors from the games. No Johnny Young Bosch, and none of the actors from the games. I think you're gonna do a Devil May Cry property, or an adaptation. You need to have those characters. You need to have those actors that were in the game. Um, it's almost a from what I've seen from this trailer, it's almost a standalone thing. It has almost no relationship to the games or any of the games. Um, and I kind of and it makes and there's way too much CGI in this. I don't think it's necessary to have this much CGI in it. If you're gonna do that much CGI, just make the whole thing CGI. You're wasting your time doing it halfway. If it's more than 60% in CGI, just make the whole thing CGI. But it's not that difficult to figure out. And at its core, it's your typical Netflix anime, which Netflix anime tends to be hit or miss. Uh, and for the ones that do make it, they're actually pretty decent. Like the Castlevania anime, that was pretty solid. But this isn't it. This. They could have. It had promise. I would have rather they stuck with the plot of the games instead of just coming up with something totally new, which is what this looks like. Um, I think this is the first trailer, so it doesn't come out till next. It doesn't come out till spring. So as of this trailer, I'm gonna give this a thumbs down. Um, because just because it's so many departures from the source material. If you're gonna do an adaptation, at least try to make it have some relationship to the source material. If you're gonna do your own thing with it, it's gonna confuse the audience. They're gonna be like, "What is this? Where does this happen in the games?" Or whatever sort of material is adapted. if you if you're gonna do an adaptation, at least try to have something to do with the source material. That's the number one rule about doing adaptations. It's not gonna work if you don't do that. So yeah, as of this trailer, it's a thumbs down. Until I hear, at least until I see more about this. So I would not recommend this at this point. So let's see when this comes out. We got a lot of time ahead of us. So it's what 6 months. So see what the show looks like. But as of this trailer, it's a no. It is a big no. Um. So a couple of interesting games that I've just not heard about. So okay. So I've actually been seeing a lot about this first one. Oh, I can't keep it right. And it is Marvel Rivals. Um, I've been hearing a little bit about this one. Um, I This one just came out. Actually, this trailer actually just came out. Um, so go ahead, watch the trailer.
Remember the dusk, the lights gripping tightly, trapping all those fighting souls. But yet, across the world, I see you standing in my way. And remember the time, the place we used to fight, like the sun and moon. And I wonder if ever there was a time that we were friends. The night has fallen, shadows looming, and yes, that time has come for me to seek you out. We are set now for our last reunion. Break the chains, find your way, come find me. Do you remember who you really are? Show me that you are still the only one for me. I'll be waiting for you. Playing out from angel cries, raising up your fists and smashing through time walls. Before the rift splinters again, we are rebels till the end. Rise up, open your mind, hold on to your powers. No one can stop us. We are rivals till the end of time.
So um, yeah, this actually just came out on Friday. Actually, um, that's Friday. So um, from what I've seen of this game, this trailer, well, first off, it's got a big roster of playable characters, which if you're gonna have a Marvel property, you need to have that option available. You got which Spider-Man, the Spider-Man games they can get away with doing that because he's pretty much the focal point of that story. But when you're dealing with X-Men, there's any number of when you have the Avengers, the X-Men, or anything along those lines, where there's a lot of marquee characters to choose from. I think you need to have the ability to be able to play as any one of those characters. Um, I love the arcade style art, and obviously this looks like an MMORPG. So that opens the door for a lot of co-op. I have not played this game yet. I decided I'm going to be honest. Um, if I'm being honest, it kind of looks like a Marvel Gotcha game. Um, not so much a Marvel game. Um, I honestly don't really know a whole lot about the story of this game. It looks like it looks like a full player game. So I would have to get into this before I can really say that I have a real soft opinion on it. I'm gonna give it a. I'm gonna give it a soft thumbs up. Um, because this looks like something this looks like something that would be very served just being an online game, or a mobile game. I'm not very sure about it being a console game. Um, so there's a lot of co-op, so there's a lot of replay value. If that's what you want to do, I think it'd be a good party game. Uh, but a single player game doesn't look like it would be a whole lot of fun. So um, that's why I'm giving it a soft thumbs up. Just because I don't know how well it would play as a single player game. I would have to actually play it before I had a better opinion of it. But just as of this trailer, I'm gonna give it a very soft thumbs. Um, so the next one is going to be at the Exile too. This is an early access trailer, so it's not.
Existence is a thing of beauty, precious, but impermanent. Life and death are mortal enemies, and yet bound to one another. The continuation of life must be protected at all costs. Some have said, my methods are brutal. To this, I say, there can be no salvation without sacrifice. We are faced with the end, and I will do what I must. Those who obsess with death, let them soon be acquainted with it.
So yeah, this is early access. It actually just came out. Oh, looks like it came out. Where's the trailer? But just from what I've seen from this trailer, um, it's a great visuals. It's got some good cutscenes. Um, my biggest knocks on it are that it's too close to League of Legends, which which it's probably one of the most divisive games out there. Um, there's either people are gonna like it or hate it. I haven't played it myself, so I don't really have an opinion on it way the other. But from what I'm seeing from this trailer, it's got very similar concepts and mechanics as uh, League of Legends. Which, if you're going to be playing a game that's if you're gonna put out a game that's anything remotely like League of Legends, which has been around, it's got been a while. Um, Came out in '08, I think. Um, Again, this is another example of a game that looks like it was better made, that was more meant for mobile than a PC or console game. Um, which I guess it could play on mobile. I don't think it is. Um, but my biggest knock is from what it looks like it switches cameras from top down to third person for power moves, which doesn't make any sense to me. If you're gonna do a top down game, just make it all top down. There's no point in changing the camera angles. It just doesn't make any sense to do that. Um, Either do it one way or the other. It's not difficult. There's no point having a camera that changes just for power. From what it looks it looks like it changes power moves. So yeah, there's really no point in changing cameras just for power moves. That doesn't make any sense. Uh, so for this one, I'm giving that a thumbs down. Just because if you're gonna try to go into League of Legends, you better make sure you have something that's really stands out. And I don't think this touches a great note. Um, if you want a game that's anything like League of Legends, I think you can do better than this one. Uh, I have not played this one yet. This just has a trailer. Um, I did. So yeah. Um, if I do ever get a chance to actually play it, I might have a different opinion of it. But this is just as I'm watching this trailer. So I think you can do better. I think you can do better than this. So last up, we are going to do movies. And there's some, I would say, quest ones. Like, this one has actually been out for a while. I don't know if anyone has noticed, but this has been out. This has been in the works for at least a year. It's probably been in the works a lot longer than this. But I started hearing about this one last year. Um, so let's watch it. It's How to Get Dragon live action. Hold your reservations, please. So let's watch the trailer.
When you carry this axe, you carry all of us with you.
Dad, I can't kill dragons.
But you will. I'm a Viking. I'm a Viking!
It's okay. I won't hurt you.
Okay. So the pros, toothless. The knocks. Why? What was the point of doing this? Why did they do this? Who was this for? There was literally no point in doing this. There, it's why? Who? Who? Why? Where? Why? Why did they do this? I get to have right to do whatever they want with the property. Come on! What is the point of this? Why? Why did you do this? Dreamers, why did you do this? There was no point in doing this. There, from what I've seen from the show, nothing else works. Nothing. You cannot replicate this in real life. Why is it with the infatuation? What is with the infatuation of turning animated movies that are great into live action horror shows? And I say that with the least amount of respect imagined. Because what in the fuck? Yeah, no. Why? Just no. Just no. Um, I can't. Just no. I love the movie. I love the animated movies. Jay Baruchel, Gerard Butler, they made that movie what it is. You cannot replicate that in a live action setting. You can't. The only good thing I can see from this trailer is that they got the size of the dragon right. If they had gotten that wrong, it would have been bomb. It's probably gonna bomb anyway, just because it looks awful. It looks awful. I wouldn't. There's no amount of money that would afford this. You can give me this movie. Why? Why did you do this? It literally makes there's no point. Why? I'm gonna be just no. Viewers, please rethink. You're gonna lose a lot of money on this one. If you haven't already, it's probably already finished by now anyway. It's probably got a bigger budget. But it's gonna lose a lot of money. It's gonna lose a lot of money. I don't see this going anywhere. And speaking of live action, the next one up is Lilo and Stitch live action. Another example of why. Let's watch trailer. It's just here. Yeah, let me check out. There's a this
This rat cult spreads through Gotham like a plague. I have to stop it, even if it consumes me.
So this is actually the first trailer. Lilo and Stitch.
I didn't create you to be a pet, Stitch. I created you to be a weapon. He's learned something. Something beyond my experiments. This is not part of the plan. Not part of the original plan at all. Why is Stitch suddenly so different? You have no idea what you're dealing with. This is not just some pet. It's an ultra-powerful, highly dangerous weapon.
You're not like anyone I've ever met, Stitch. You're wild, but I don't think that makes you bad. It just makes you different.
Me protect Lilo.
You don't have to be afraid of being yourself. If people can't accept you for who you are, that's on them.
Me not bad. Me good.
So Yeah. Okay. So, um, so yeah, this is another example of why they do this. I'm kind of over the Disney live action productions anyway, because they're not good. They're just not. The only thing I can really say about this movie is that they got Stitch right. They got Chris Sanders back to do the voice. That would have been that was number one. It would have never worked if they hadn't gotten Chris Sanders, which I see that about Transformers, the first Transformers movie. They got Peter Cullen to do Optimus again, and most people know how that worked. That's an example. This is an example of one that has a lot of potential, but it looks like Cobra was a CGI character. What's the point of doing that? Why? What was the point of having a CGI character that you could easily cast? You could find somebody to make that. You could find somebody to play that character. Um, and what's the deal with Graphic Optic? They made him a shark. What is it, Sharknado? Well, that he's not a shark. He's not even an Earthborn character. I don't understand that. I don't understand the reasoning behind that design. Um, mind you that this is just has mind you that this is just an early trailer. It's a first look trailer. Um, and it kind of look and Stitch kind of looks like what they did with kind of almost looks like what they did with the first Sonic design, which I think most people remember backlash that they gave from that. No way like that design. Um, and the design isn't really the problem. It's just it's weird. Um, it, it doesn't look like a maybe I'm jumping the gun a little bit, but it doesn't look like it's matching with the environment at all. Um, I would have to see a lot more about this I would have to see a lot more about this before I have a better opinion about it. Um, but this is another one that I have to give thumbs down on. Maybe just because I'm done with this live action adaptations. Stop doing them. Stop doing them. They're not good. There's a reason that the animated shows are classics. Because that's the first time that's been seen that way. The stories in those movies have been done before, but you cannot retell it. That nobody's gonna be surprised by anything. And you can't make big changes to it either. That was one of my biggest knocks against Beauty and the Beast from live action. Not it wasn't even just that they had Belle, which you're gonna tell me that in all of the UK you can find somebody you couldn't find somebody to do Belle. And that should have been somebody from a musical background. You're telling me you couldn't find somebody to do that in all the UK? Are you serious? My my biggest beef with the Beauty and Beast live action was what they did Beast. Because in the original, he was at least likable. He was still at least rooting for him. He was a lovable oaf. But the new one, I spent most of the time he was on screen wanting to kick him in his head. I was just telling him that kick rocks. He was just so insufferable. And from what I've seen from this trailer, I'm not really liking the characterizations that I've seen from this movie. Uh, we haven't seen how they're gonna handle Philo yet. Um, I'm really hoping they don't whitewash her. Because it needs to be because Lilo is a native born Hawaiian, it really needs to be somebody from that background. You cannot put somebody else in that role. It's not going to work. You cannot superimpose white people into being you can't you just can't you just can't whitewash certain character roles. You can't. Not when you're dealing with cultural characters. Uh, but no, as far as this, just as of the trailer, the live action Lilo and Stitch is a no. No, no, no. Please stop doing live action remakes. They're horrible. And I have no reason at all to think that this is going to be any different. None whatsoever. And that's the end of this week's list. I realized it I kind of, I was kind of rough this week, but these were some pretty big announcements. A couple of these will come out the next year, but I had to get my opinion about them um, before they even come out. It's just I don't understand the reason behind doing them in the first place. Uh, but yeah, um, that is the end of this episode. Um, if you have not, please subscribe. Please, please subscribe below. New episodes of Wyvern Chronicles comes out next Sunday. I'm gonna try to stick to a regular release schedule on Wednesday and Friday too. At noon Eastern. Um, and that is going to be a wrap. I'm serious at wind. I'll see you next week. Bye.